Hello F11 members, and welcome to the fundamentals of post-production video tutorial. And this month, September 2014, what I'd like to do is take you through the process of printing to accompany the Lowdown series, which has been running on the same subject for the last 3 months. Hopefully you've read through all of that and have digested all that information about color management and settings. Now let's just cement that by running through it and actually doing it here and now. So I'm going to first of all show you how to use Lightroom itself, its own print dialogues to make a print. So I've selected an image here of the Milky Way over Iguazu Falls in Argentina, and I want to make a print of that. So in Lightroom I go to the print module up here and immediately opens up the image in a print layout. So first thing I am going to do is go down here, bottom left, and by the way, thank you all you F11 members for your feedback on the recent survey. One member said that my mouse moves around the screen too quickly, so I'll choose to be a little bit more deliberate now. So here we have, I'm just checking I've got the right printer selected here, and I'm making an A3 print here, so I'm going to select A3 and select Portrait, and the source is the rear tray for the paper, and I click on OK, and there it is. So now I'm going to just look at the layout of this picture here, and what I can do is basically toy with these controls here to go, give me a bigger or smaller print. And what I have is I don't like the controls as much in Lightroom as I do in the dedicated plugin for the printer, which I'm going to show you next. But here with just top and bottom margins of 1 centimeter, that's not working badly. I have a cell size which approximates to the size of paper, 29.7 by 40 centimeters. So I'm happy with that layout. So I'm now going to move on down here. Page background color, keep as white. I could, if I choose, put an identity plate in, which is my logo, but I don't want to do that. So I don't want to do watermarking. I'm going to come straight down here to the important bit, the color management bit here, and it's asking me about print resolution, 300 dpi. That's a standard that I stick with right throughout the workflow. Print sharpening is low because we've already sharpened the image suitably, and media type is glossy. And now this is the really important bit, the color management, and it's asking me about the profile that I want to set. And what I do is I am printing using Photopaper Pro Platinum, so I click on that. This is the ICC profile for the combination of printer and paper, and this is a really crucial setting to get right. If, by the way, I didn't see the relevant profile up there, I would click on Other, and these are all the profiles I have loaded available to me for all the different papers and different printer combinations as well. My old printer's in there. Now if I was using a paper from a different source that I didn't have the profile loaded, I would have to download the appropriate ICC profile from the manufacturer's website. But I do, and it's there because I've used Platinum Pro before, so I've selected that. And now we come on to the color rendering intent option. Now I go into a lot of detail in the lowdown on this, and there are two options, perceptual and relative. Now what I'm going to do is select relative, and the reason I do that is highlighted in that lowdown feature. I suggest you read through that. And now I come down here and I'm pretty much ready to go with this print. I would then, I could, if I wanted to, alter the brightness and the contrast at this stage, but I choose not to do that. I've already got the image exactly how I want it, and away we go. And so I would click on print, and the print dialog should come up, and there it is. It's telling me I'm almost out of ink in all of those, but actually you can go for quite some time before it'll stop printing. So inks are expensive, so I try and get the most out of them I can. So that's going through, and while that's happening, I'd like to just show you how to do the same, but using the dedicated Canon Print Studio Pro plugin. So I'll go back to library mode, and now for this image here I want to go, let's just move this window so you can see what I'm doing here. File, plugin extras, and Canon Print Studio Pro. So now this will open up the plugin, and I personally prefer doing prints this way. I think it's a much more user-friendly interface, and that's just a warning telling me I need to have the latest drivers installed, which I do. Just wait a second, and it's opened up the image for me there. So first thing I want to do is actually come right down here and tell paper orientation portrait, and rotate the image so that we have it all how I want it. Start at the top, shall we? Printer is the correct printer, and I'm going to select the paper I want, and it is the Pro Platinum paper. Select that, and the size is A3. I'm using the rear tray. Now I could, here you see the options, manual feed. That's for if I'm using a heavier, less flexible heavy fine art paper, but for this Pro Platinum paper is standard weight, so rear tray is fine. Move on down to the layouts here, and what I want to do is actually come on down here to this bit here, image size. I tend to print my images to standard kind of layout, standard sizes, so I want the height of my image to be 40 centimeter, 400 millimeters. So if I just put that in, and it's all gone horribly wrong, but now if I go up here to alignment and click on center, I get a beautiful sized print with a nice layout around it. I could manually drag these cursors here to alter the size manually, but there's a certain balance to that layout that I'm very happy with. So I'm going to move on down here to the color management side, and this is the important bit. Again, color mode, it says use ICC profile. Always leave it on that, never alter that. Printer profile, also this is where I think the interface is so much easier to use. It says auto. Now up here I've already chosen the printer and I've chosen the paper. So what the plugin is doing is automatically selecting that ICC profile, which is pre-installed. So I can just leave that on auto, and if I wanted, I could if I was using other papers that weren't installed, I could choose the profiles from the appropriate drop-down menu. And now I come to the rendering intent, the same as I did in Lightroom, and I'm keeping it to relative colorimetric. As you can see, the two options there, perceptual or relative. And that's it. And that is it. And now I would just click on print and it's done. So I do that and it's just confirming all my details there. If I click on OK, away we go. So that is printing in a nutshell, using two ways to command the printer what to do. When you've got it all set up, when you've got your default set up, it can be a very, very quick and fail-safe process. So good luck and happy printing.